Did you know that 90% of people will not sew a button the way I'm going to show you? Most people sew a button like this with 4 stitches that go through the holes, 4 side-by-side stitches. I'm going to show you a way that you will love. So obviously you need a threaded needle, which I have ready, and I'm using a dark blue thread so that it shows up well in this button. Now this works with a button that has 4 holes. The first thing that you want to do after threading your needle and tying the knot in the end is insert the needle through all the layers of fabric and come back up like you're taking a stitch. Then actually go ahead and take that stitch. You're just reinforcing the thread in the fabric. How many times have you had a loose thread on a button and you pulled it and the button just came off? This will eliminate that problem. Now, let me get the camera at a little better angle. So now, drop the button down over the needle through your first hole. And what we're going to do is a design with the thread. So instead of just doing stitches back and forth between these 2 buttons and stitches back and forth between the other 2 buttons, I'm going to show you how to add a custom detail when you sew this button on. And it looks really pretty when you have a whole string of them and they're all done this way. But since this shawl needed 1 button, this is a perfect time to do this. The first thing that you're going to do, this is sliding around on this fabric, so you have it through your first hole. Now put it across the button through the other hole, then through all the layers of fabric. And pull it tight. Now, can you see how I've done that? I've gone across the hole like I'm going to make an X, but I'm not going to make an X. So I just want to continue to loop through these holes until I have that nice and solid. And I usually do about 4 stitches. That's usually enough. So I started, remember, by securing the needle and thread in the layers of fabric. Okay, I've gone back and forth across like I'm going to make an X. Now I'm going to bring my needle up through this hole right here again, like that. But now I'm going to go back down through this hole. See that? Can you see what I did there? So I'm trying to learn how to do these close-up videos, and you're helping me learn, aren't you? Okay, this is 3. I'm going to do one more set of loops through the holes. Okay. See how that looks? Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Come up through the empty buttonhole and go back down. Now, I know if you have a sewing machine that sews on buttons, it's way faster to just do them with the sewing machine. But this is a nice custom detail when you want to make something look just a little more elevated and a little more custom. It shows more attention to detail, and also there's nothing wrong with just enjoying the art of sewing on a button. Just to enjoy sewing on the button, because that goes back to, remember what we were talking about in the other video, connecting our brain and our body to calm our emotions. So maybe you need to do mending or sewing on buttons. That's a perfect way to calm yourself and make use of your time wisely. Let me show you how to finish off this button at the back. So now, see this pretty little detail? Isn't that beautiful? And it looks so nice on this shawl. Okay, so I have my thread now pulled to the back. I went through the hole, now it's at the back. And so all you need to do is just sew a few loops. Just push the thread in, or the needle in, and right back out. Push it in and right back out. Now, a lot of times I'll go crossways of those 2 stitches I just made. In and right back out. In and right back out. Now, at this point, you can tie a loop or a knot if you want to. Just keep the thread in a loop in a circle like this. Can you see that? And then just stick your needle through it, and it'll just pull down and make a knot. And then clip it off closely. And you're all done. And that's how you sew a custom detail on a button. Isn't that so pretty? I remember when I was a child and my mother showed me how to do that. And I thought that she was just magical. It was just perfect. But we sewed a lot of buttons back in those days, way back in the olden days, and all the buttons didn't get sewn on with that detail. Now, the other thing I was going to tell you, so why am I making all these cringy videos? Why am I forcing myself out of my comfort zone? And why am I creating a laughing stock for myself? Well, there's several reasons. One, I love something new. I love being curious. I love knowing that I've accepted a challenge like learning to make and edit videos. That's what I'm attempting to do. And the other thing too is that I help women who go through difficult life transitions find and create joy and abundance in the life that they're living with just creative lifestyle hacks and mindset shifts. It's just a great way to find connection with other women. So I love having you along for the journey of watching me jump out of my comfort zone. And if you want to join along in the other things I'm doing, I just love it so much, and I really appreciate you subscribing to this channel. Thank you.